Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus once again, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. I want to take this moment and say to those of you who are spending a lot of time talking about racism, I want you to know that we shouldn't waste our time focusing on racism because racism is merely a symptom. We talk about hate. We shouldn't spend our time focusing on hate. For hate itself is only a symptom. And it is a symptom amongst many other symptoms, ladies and gentlemen, which are services as tools of evil. You have heard all about evil that lives amongst us every day. Evil is the contrast. It is the opposite of love. One operates with the impression that everybody, and I say impression for us because we've never seen it, but the reality of it is that every human being that exists on the face of this earth should enjoy this living in these bodies on this earth as though we are in heaven. Indeed, we ourselves, engaging ourselves within the process of creating that which satisfies us, indeed are actually creating for us heaven right here on earth. And that involves every last one of the individuals that God Almighty, that we cannot see, cannot touch, cannot feel, but can even conjure up in our imagination. Yet, all existence is the evidence. This, my friends, is absolutely different than what we experience every day, because the opposite of that is evil. And in evil, the whole purpose of it is to prevent heaven on earth. And its tools are lying, deceiving, cheating, stealing, killing, war, racism, bigotry, hatred again. All of these things, ladies and gentlemen, poverty, crime, and violence, and wealth to the highest order. This, my friends, is evil. This is the representation of evil. Now, you have people who have been the privileged. I'll just put it to you like this. Where does that most of that evil come from? The privileged. You see, the privileged is like that one child that never had to share anything with anyone. And it's I, all me, all me, all me, all me. And anytime something else seems to be going someplace else, there's a fit that takes place. A real fit that takes place. And that's what happens. People are having fits because they did not know that they are no more privileged than anyone else. Why? Because they were taught that they were. And not only that, they were living within a society, my friends, that has been so grabbed and cuffed by evil till a whole nation of people were treated as less than human beings. And these who were privileged were taught that these were less than human beings. You see, apparently what happened is that when people came to these shores, they decided that they would make white right. Now, it didn't just start here. It has been all over the globe anywhere that white people were, as I have studied to find out. And so coming here, having no respect for God, they came here to be God, to take everything, lie, cheat, and get it, or whatever they have to do to get it. This is the privileged. And now we have seen the worst of it. We have seen someone seeking power, giving evidence of the super deep state cabal on the conservative side. Got spokesmen out here lying in your face and telling you it's an alternative truth, lying in your face and putting down what you have trusted in the media to give you at least some accurate information, while these give you no accurate information. Just distortion, distortion, distortion to split you up. Look what it has done. It has drawn those who have been festering that hate. It's drawn them up now to arm themselves, ready to go and kill. All of this is evil, ladies and gentlemen. This is from the pit of hell. This is from Satan himself. A spirit you can't see. But every time you see somebody walking around with a gun talking about killing somebody, or just walking around with a gun, it's an enemy of love. From the military to the police to anybody out there in the street, from a demon. It's about killing. It's about killing because there's a way to avoid killing. And what is that? By treating people right. You treat people right. Look here. The white hate groups, they're not trying to fight for justice. They're not thinking about treating people right. They just want the power and everybody else got to disband. But God isn't talking about that. God is talking about everybody. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, let me put it to you this way. In God's plan, the way the earth operates, I guess I should have said this earlier, is that all human beings on earth, every ethnicity, all of the different shades, they have the access that their needs, their wants, and their desires are met through the way the system operates. That is how the outcome is going to be. No one is ever going to be without food, clothing, shelter, education, health care, transportation, infrastructure, the best that there can be, the best life you can have. No one is going to ever be without any of that. And you're not going to be beholden to anyone but God. That's who you're thankful to God. You're giving your praises to God that you can love one another and be one with one another because God has given you this kind of direction and you follow this kind of direction. And so now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the result that happens when you put your faith. And that's all that this movement is asking you to do. Now, that means that if, let's say, for instance, right now, you got some white people who just don't want to be connected or associated in an environment of people of color. There's nothing wrong with that. Look at your flowers. Sure, you got your bouquet of flowers all mixed together, and they are absolutely magnificent. But do you know where that mixture comes from? Do you know where they gather them from? Over here they bring from the white. Over here they bring from the purple. Over here they bring from the orange. Over here they bring from the blue. All of these they bring from a cluster of the same kind. They love to be there. There's nothing wrong with that. And there's no animosity. There's no dissension between those because everybody got. The dissension comes when the haves and the have-nots. And the haves thinking that the have-nots doesn't have any business having. See, that's the way evil has taught us. So I want you to realize, ladies and gentlemen, even though we're dealing with Donald Trump and we're dealing with the Democrats who have no real proposal, I want you to know that God's plan is everlasting. It was the beginning plan, and it is the plan presently right now. And that plan is that you, my friends, change your mind. Stop hating. Stop hating. Try to think about loving. Think about putting your shoes on and then pulling them off. And somebody else walking in your shoes. Whatever life you got, if you got a fantastic life, think about somebody else walking in your shoes having a fantastic life. If you got a messed up life, think about somebody putting on your shoes, walking with a messed up life. Messed up because they didn't have it before. Let us, my friends, let us be wise. Let us stop thinking like demons. Let us stop thinking like Satan. Let us stop thinking like the devil. And let us start thinking like angels and lovers. And let us cause that to happen. Let that be the evidence that we're not just thinking and thinking alone. I don't think I'm asking you too much to talk to you for less than 10 minutes and beg you, in essence, to say that this racism thing that is going on, it's just a sucker punch. This hatred, just a sucker punch. from people who don't know any better. And I want you to really understand this, ladies and gentlemen. They do not know any better. Now, don't get so upset with them. I do get upset, and I know you get upset. But the truth, let's face it, ladies and gentlemen, the truth of the matter is, they do not know any better. Those haters, those racists, those bigots, those liars, those power mongers, those hunger people, they have been trained to be just that. And they have to be uneducated. And how do you uneducate them? By, first of all, taking away that power that you have given them and start going forward with the required representation for justice and fairness in all things. And make sure that they are blessed as well. And make sure that you never settle for any situation where anyone comes up short. This is God. Nobody comes up short with God. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much. This has been our moment. Until next time, goodbye.